Hey everyone, it's Lisa and today is Wednesday. And I am going to answer some of your questions. I put a little note out there on Instagram stories to ask me some questions, just anything. And I'll be honest, I told you I've been getting kind of, I don't know, sometimes I just get these deep moods and I miss talking with you guys like our Women's Wednesdays because they help me too. It's a great outlet. I find that I learn more about myself and have a greater appreciation of others the more I get into things like this. I'm flattered that you would trust me to even listen to me. Being on YouTube, especially for over 13 years, I have really gotten to learn a lot about people and women especially. My first instinct today was I thought instead of trying to ask a lot of or answer a lot of questions, I'm just going to pick out 2 or 3 and get into them deeper. But as I read your questions, they're so good. They're such a good way for me to use as kind of like a jumping off point to, talk to you about things and for us to talk to each other. Like I always say, I want to be a bright spot in your life. I want to improve your life in any little way. It could be a lipstick. It could be a little phrase that I use. It could be a cleaning product. It could be anything. And that would make me happy. Oh, what I did is I took a screenshot of all of the questions. So today I'm just going to answer quickly a question, and I figured what would be fair is like to answer a question from each page, and that way it would kind of go down the timeline of the length of that post. And then I'm going to keep these and use these for videos. The first one, where is your #1 bucket list location to visit? Okay, this comes up a lot about me taking vacations and, are we going to go on a family vacation and things like that. I am staring right now at a pool, a marina, the Intercoastal Waterway, and the Atlantic Ocean. That is happiness to me. I love the beach. I know a lot of people that love the mountains. I have been to the mountains. I want no part of being cold. I really don't. I don't want to learn to ski. I don't want to hike. I don't want to, I don't even want to scuba dive. I've done that in Hawaii. I have decided at my age, I'm not going to pretend or feel less than because I don't want to go to, I don't know, where can I think? Morocco or, Paris. I would have to say if I got the prime opportunity to go to Paris, I may do that just out of curiosity, but I can almost 98% guarantee you I would rather live here or be here. Every time I go somewhere, I realize how beautiful it is where I live. And the only place I've ever been that I thought I could live here was Miami. I do think that I could probably find happiness in Florida in the right place. I would still need to be near the beach, but I would need my family with me because that is #1 with me. #1. I grew up with my mom and dad. They're still together. They're still 10 minutes away, and all of my grandparents and all of my aunts and uncles. And that is so valuable to me. I understand that that's not that valuable to other people. Different families have different dynamics. Different people have different levels of adventure and what they find, fun. And that we just need to all accept that. And so on my bucket list, I really don't have anywhere. I don't. I'm like loving life, and wherever it takes me, that's where I want to go. If I had to say, I would rather see more of the United States than I would go out of this country, if that tells you anything. Okay, where is this nice place on the photo. Do you have a boat? That is right in front of my house, that picture. And we do not have a boat. We are on the boat waiting list. And we don't want to have to put a boat in and out of the water. We have done that. It's not that much fun. So as soon as a boat slip becomes available, then we are going to get a boat and we will have one. Do I think this is my forever home? I don't know. I do think it's going to be my home for a long time, but I would not say I am, completely decided this is my forever home. I would like to be, like right now I have a water view, but I'm one street back. I want to be on the water. So if that possibility ever happens, then we might do that. Okay, will you do a house tour? I do have a house tour video already, and I will put that link below. But we're coming up on a year. I think July 7th was the day that we closed or the day we moved in. I'm not sure, but maybe I'll do another house tour. I'm still working. I still need some furniture, but I decided to take a break from that because the furniture thing stressed me out. How to keep romance alive after a baby and working full time. This is something I kind of want to touch on because, the big key to success on YouTube is to niche down. So common sense would tell you I need to niche down to my age group. But I have a very, very special place in my heart for young girls and new moms. And I don't want to leave you out. I want to help you get through those days. What is it? The days are long, but the years are short. No truer statement. I remember those long days. And I'll tell you this, I would give anything to have them back. And don't get me emotional. To keep your romance alive, you need to make that a priority. And you don't need to as soon as you find yourself getting into the resentment zone where you are feeling you have to one up, like I've done this, I do that, you need to work it out and you need to get out of that. You cannot get into the resentment zone and you cannot get into a contest, a contest. You have to be a team. There is nothing in the world that is going to pull two people together like children, like the mutual love of your children. Hopefully, before you got married, you made sure that this person has your same values, ideas on life, ideas on how to raise children. I never have really thought that a marriage is hard work, but it is something, it's a priority. It's a priority. Don't be nicer to strangers than you are to your husband. I could probably go really further into that, and then make your love life a priority, even if you have to schedule it. That's what I would say. Communication too. A lot of communication. Gosh, I loved seeing this one. Hi Lisa, I've been watching you from the very beginning. Thank you. My original D1ers. You inspire me to delight in womanhood. You don't know how much I appreciate that because I have never known how to phrase that. Because when I think of my true passion, it's so diverse, but it all comes back to womanhood, my femininity, or my love of being a woman. I have never once ever felt like I was less than for being a woman. I feel special. I think women we have superpowers. I love every aspect of it. I love plants. I love perfumes. I love beauty. I love babies. I love good-looking men. I love love. I love every single thing about being a woman. And I just don't feel like I've ever been treated unfairly. I could name you 10 things of why I've been treated unfairly, and it's usually by other women. I have a true love for mankind, my brothers and sisters under God, and I have a true love for women. I feel like a tenderness and Like when I see a woman, I see the vulnerability. So I really like making women feel special, comforted. I love to compliment women, and I love, like with younger women, I love to help them with my life lessons. So I do, thank you. I have a true love of womanhood, and it's probably a lot genetic, and it's probably a lot of the way I was raised, and it's probably a lot of being Southern, because you can't help it, nature and nurture. How do you like your new home? Would you change anything about it? I absolutely love it. Like I said, we just had our family beach house for a couple of weeks. I stayed one night. I wanted to be home. I love my house. I love it. I love my home. I love my schedule. I love my porches. I love everything. I can't think of anything right now. I wish we had a longer driveway. Which Brooke moved out, so she was having to park like in front of our house, so then now we don't have that issue. But I really love it. I can't think of anything right now. We're still in the honeymoon phase. Oh my goodness, this is another one that I really feel like I want to talk about a lot, because I feel like it had a monumental impact on my life, was my divorce. So this Amanda says, what would you have done differently in your divorce lessons? Saw your old YouTube video already. I want to make a new. That's one thing, a hang up I'm going to try to get over, is a lot of times when you guys ask me things about carnivore, divorce, anything, skincare, I think to myself, I've already done a video on that. I'm going to do it over, because a lot of you are just joining me, and I may have something else to say. I'm growing just like you are every day. I may have a different opinion. So I'm going to start doing some of those videos over, because I have a lot to say. What the main thing I would say that I did wrong, well, there's so many things. I would say the main thing I did during my divorce that prolonged my pain, prolonged bad decisions, prolonged just everything negative, was trying to be where he was, trying to show him what he's missing, show his friends this and that, trying to impress people that I was still happy. The worst thing you can do to someone is disappear. If you want to have someone wonder what's going on with you, disappear. And luckily, that wasn't even in the age of Instagram or social media. So that's what I would do. I would unfollow. I would not be posting a bunch of ridiculous pictures. And I know that's hard to do. And a lot of that comes with maturity, because as you mature, you learn to use your brain more than make decisions with your heart and your emotions. As soon as you will start thinking clearly, you will make better decisions. So we'll go into that further. Who would you name as your celebrity crush? I've always loved George Clooney, like in movies. Oh my gosh, I was the kid in junior high school that had a crush on Huey Lewis. I've always loved older men. I've always loved like the gray hair, and I have never been one to be attracted to the latest, greatest, most popular, hottest guy. I'm weird that way. Robert Palmer. I had a crush on him. Without a doubt, Matthew McConaughey, and without a doubt, Kevin Costner. Okay, that's enough. You see my type now. How did you learn to sew? Oh, I also think that is a monumental time in my life, because I proved to myself I could learn something and basically master it. I made a career out of it. So what I did is, you have to have the strong desire. You have to have the confidence that you can do it. I took minimal sewing lessons at a sewing shop. I think it was a group of us, my friends, we did it. We were all having babies and had babies, and the motivation was those baby bags that I have shown you before. And we went to a sewing class, I think once a week. maybe for long enough to make, what did we make? Can't even remember. Seems like it was a pillow or something. And that was just kind of like the basics, the mechanics of a sewing machine. Then my mother-in-law was excellent at sewing. I grew up with my grandmother sewing all the time. She would make me clothes all the time. My aunt would make me clothes. And one summer or two, my grandmother and I had matching outfits every day. So, I mean, I grew up with that. So, you just like anything in life, you have to have the strong desire. You have to have the confidence to know that you can do it. And you just educate yourself step by step on how to do it. I think you can learn anything. I mean, most things, don't let them intimidate you. I mean, even my car, my Tesla, I'm still learning. I could have let that intimidate me, but I'm just gonna, as long as it takes, I'm gonna keep learning. This is so funny. It's on here, can you sing? Now, even that, think about the people that have gone to voice training lessons, like the guy that is in the movie, I love it. It's like the third edition of, it's got Lady Gaga in it. What is that movie? It's one of my favorite movies. I'm thinking of The Shallow. But think about that guy learning how to sing. There are plenty of actors and actresses that have learned how to sing and sing well for movies. So right now I can't sing, but I think if I worked on it hard enough and took voice lessons, I think I could. Does John like sports cars as much as you? No, not at all. He has no interest. He really has no interest in cars at all. Do you have any girlfriends you hang out with, and what do you do? What do you enjoy doing together? Okay, I do have girlfriends that have been friends with me for a long, long time. Like I met up with one, a couple of weeks ago. But I will be honest with you, John, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my family are my best friends. I have been just hurt by a lot of friends in my life. And I just value peace in my life and harmony. And I don't feel like to be complete, I need to have a girls' night at all. So I may not be the norm, but I didn't grow up. My mom didn't have girls' night. I did not grow up that way. I don't drink, and I'm carnivore. And if you don't drink and you don't have little children, then that takes away a lot of the girls' night outs. And I love my husband. I love John. I love being with him. I look forward to it. And so when you wrap all of that together, you don't do a lot of girls' nights out. But, you know, if I wanted to, I could. But I'll be honest with you, when I go to Ulta, when I go to all the clothing stores, when I go to places, any place, I make friends. And so I have plenty of socialization, and you guys are my friends. You may not know it. I have thought to myself, I wonder if they know how much I love them. You provide me with a lot of that. So that's what's been real rewarding about keeping up with my direct messages. And I really tried to answer a lot of my comments. So that's that. Okay, and then I'm probably going to end with this because I feel like I have probably been talking a long, long time. But a lot of people ask me, how am I handling my daughter moving out? I would say, well, she's 22. It's time. I moved out when I was 19. You know, but even when I look back to moving out, it was funny. I moved out of this, you know, pretty nice house in a nice neighborhood with my own bathroom and a big bedroom. And I remember moving in this little apartment and having to share a bathroom. And I didn't really want to move out, but my parents, I still had an 11 or 11:30 curfew. I still had to ask everywhere I went. And, you know, there was more motivation for me to move out. Cell phones weren't around. Social media wasn't around. And my parents were real strict. Like I couldn't talk on the phone over 10 minutes. I usually had to talk on the phone that was attached in the kitchen. So I had that motivation to move out. Well, Brooke didn't have that motivation to move out because, you know, I haven't been in a lot of ways, I probably should have been stricter, but you know what? It's here nor there right now. It was time for her to move out. But the day that I looked out of my office window and saw her and John with her bed in the back of his truck, I've cried then, and I cried when I walked in her room. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll pull it together. But yes, it's been sad. But it's not sad that she moved out. I'm excited for her. When we first started talking about it and she found a nice roommate and she found a cute little house and affordable, doable for her, it's going to be good for her. And I'm happy. We live outside of Wilmington and everything we do is in Wilmington. So it's a good drive. I happen to love being in the car, so it doesn't bother me. But, you know, it was just for her to go to work and back was a long ways. And most of all, this is what makes me sad. You guys, goodness. What makes me sad is that season of my life is gone. And that makes me sad. It makes me sad that my kids aren't little. It makes me sad that we're not all four in the car going out to eat. Okay, I don't want to mess up my makeup. I've got somewhere else to go today. Anyway, I'm going to try to not get emotional. It just makes me sad that those days are gone. But what makes me happy is I was, you know, a good mom, a stay-at-home mom. I did not miss a day with my children. John and I never, you know, went out much. We never went out of town. We were always with our children. And I feel like we did blow it out. You know what I mean? Like we did, I don't have any regrets when it comes to that. It's just a beautiful time in your life. Okay, we're going to switch subjects. Does your family watch your videos? Yes. Let's see. And there's so many other good things. Will you get any other animals? Another dog? Probably not, because John does not want one. He really, to be honest with you, he didn't want Bridget. But it was just a situation that we got her and it was good. And he loved her so much. I think the thought of going through that again bothers him. But I think what keeps us most from not getting another dog is the responsibility. Because John is retired, you know, I still work, and he would be the one having to do most of the work. And so I could throw a fit, you know, and, you know, I could talk him into it. I really could, but I don't want to do that. I respect him too much. I want him to want it too. So probably not, but I would do it in a heartbeat. The last one, would you ever consider writing a book on beauty, fashion, and diet? Yes, I would. I'm even thinking of more than a book. I'm thinking about doing, I don't know. I want a place. I don't know if I want to do like a YouTube membership. I've always thought about doing a Patreon, but I would love to do something where the ones of us that really wanted to be here and that aren't just hate watching me or don't, you know, a lot of people watch me that don't really like me. I would like for there to be a place where all of us that want to be here for the right reasons could get together and really talk. And I could really just say what I wanted to say fully without worrying about hurting someone's feelings or what someone's going to twist my words and say. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm just thinking about a lot of things like that. I do think I'll never stop talking about makeup because I'm so passionate about it. Hair, clothes, that's just part of my being a woman. But I think there's so much more that I'm passionate about, and I do want to pivot back into that a little bit more. So thank you guys so much for these questions, and I'm keeping all of them, and I'm going to do maybe like more of an individual video on those. And tell me if you think my videos are too long. Tell me that down below as I wrap up this hour video. Okay, I couldn't wait to show you guys. I could not wait until Friday to show you this dress. I walked in Gap the other day and came across these dresses. I got this one and I got a tan, really cool tan nude color. It is terry cloth that I love, and you guys know this isn't my typical style, like that sporty look, but I love this. I have had dresses like this before. It's my favorite shape, It perfect length, and I love wearing, of course you could wear these with Birkenstocks, you could wear these with flip-flops, but I love a dress like this with a good espadrille wedge, and I love these so much. You can get these in so many different colors. I have come to the conclusion I like open toe espadrilles or wedges the best. So I really, really love these, and I love this dress. And I am going to, I've had this on my mind, I'm going to bust out my bag. I think it goes well with this. This is the frame handbag that I bought back before it was even the right season, and I need to use it. So you can find these inexpensive, plenty of places. I'm close now. Then my fragrances of the day are, this is the body lotion that I used. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Very Baccarat, Burberry Her. I like it better. I'm telling you guys, I might be the only person on the planet that doesn't love the Baccarat fragrance. It's just not my favorite. Maybe it will be when it gets cooler. But this lotion is amazing. And then I'm wearing this all natural fragrance from Heretic Perfumes, and it's called Pistol Whip. And this is a nice summer, it's got tuberose. Does it have, I think it might have gardenia, but it's got a lot of other notes in it. I will list it below that keep it, it's not a very strong, it's not a bubblegummy tuberose at all. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's got a gunpowder note in it. I know that there's another one by, it might be by Mugler. Put it down here. There's another fragrance that has a gunpowder note, but this one, oh my gosh, it smells so good. And then my wolf ring, my hoops, and my Rolex watch. And that is it. Have a good day, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.